here we are. Last chapter of the batch, as it would seem. Hopefully, soon resuming publication. Wishing nothing but the best for Togashi-san's health. We have chapter 400. Chapter 399 left us back on the boat after leaving the hideout of the Hailey with Nobunaga and Henry. Let's see if there's... We got a couple power reveals, right? We got... what was his name? His name was like a bent up name of like a fairly common word or like a normal word. Let's see. The names aren't important. You have the lawyer who can basically summon undamageable guards, and you have dude with the big forehead, back ass hairline, who could effectively damage transfer right hand to left. And those are the two powers inside of the hideout that we got revealed from the scuffle. After that, was there anything extra? No, there was really nothing. They just happened to be walking around the ship afterwards. After having left the transmitter in the entry to the hideout. So, it'll be interesting to see whether the entry points are fixed, whether they can move them around, whatever, right? That's what we get from 399. We'll go straight into 400. If you watch these week to week, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Helps out the channel. We would love to get this rolling on a bigger scale, because if we do, then start giving y'all videos. Just got to be able to pay my editor for them first. And with the type of videos I want to do, I would rather not do that out of pocket. Then be good. Be good. All kinds of theories and connecting pieces, summaries, plot summaries, as well as just chapter reviews, like long form chapter reviews, where we get into the nitty gritty of each detail, really hammer it home. But for now, let's do chapter 400. Let's get straight to it. Chapter 400, Concealed. Phaeton and Finks looking at the tracker amongst the crowd, assumedly on level 3. In the cafeteria. Okay. What? Is that J-Dub? That is J-Dub. What are you doing, bro? Why is this your name? Can't fool me. Anyway, it's 1 to 200 meters away. But since it's not settling on a direction, it's either right above or below. Distance means it's either on the tier 2 or 4. 2 or 4? Let's try going down first. As we start making our way down to tier 4, it'll be pretty obvious if we're getting hotter or colder. This is facts. Would be easier if you use N, Finks. Think for a sec, will you? Be sensory overload in a crowd like this. Not to mention, I'm lousy at picking up subtle strategic tells with it. Never forget N has risks. My N always breaks when I'm distracted by someone talking or moving. And obviously, I can't use it while moving either. I'm wondering if that means Finks' N is really strong, but just unwieldy. What would be the reason that Phaeton doesn't want to use it? Best I can do is scope out a smaller area like that storehouse from before. Using it around so many possible hostiles would leave me vulnerable too. It'd be like walking into a slum wearing nothing but a sign that says shoot me. You guys are still loitering about? That's our line. What are you doing back already, Nobunaga? I'll tell you later. Did the transmitter move? Yes. We were deciding if it's up or down. You realize it hasn't even been 10 minutes since you left, right? Oh? Feels like it was longer. I wonder about that. We're guessing it's most likely up on tier 2, but first we're heading down to rule out the other option. From there, we can just use the R's hidden passage to get back up. This is facts. We got word to let you pass from the R and U families. Tier 2. Nobunaga thinks. Henry drops in, tell him that we went to the Char office. Nobunaga says, hardly surprising since we're dealing with the mafia, but something feels off. Like we don't have the whole picture, up or down. This is bugging me. Binks asked Nobunaga, couldn't you tell on the ship where you were? Nah, don't have a clue. Seemed like their head formed a Nen space. Phaeton says, oh, look. See this? It says we've gotten further. They've got to be on tier 2 then. Nobunaga says, that's why I was so uneasy. The Haley boss already on one of the higher floors. There's no just cause for their war. Not only that, but it doesn't add up for all of their members to be out killing while their boss was hiding away somewhere remote. This isn't any of our business. But the Haley are likely abusing an old pact or something here. They're thinking. Let's go straight to the Char office. No, we should swing by and grab Franklin first. We don't know how many men the Haley have. More importantly, we may have underestimated their power. Using an ancient pact, that just might be it. Even if they're a ragtag group of punks, it'd be a pain if their top brass turn out to have troublesome abilities. Hey, let's not forget, this is just a sideshow till we find Hisoka. I know that. Nobunaga says, true. We'd have an easier time cornering Hisoka if we used the passage to the top. But fetching Franklin would be safer, especially if Hisoka shows up during this little sideshow. Mink says, whatever, I think you're just fixating on those guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you grave news. This is an emergency announcement. Please stop what you're doing and listen carefully. Nobunaga says, well, I won't deny it. We're up against some pretty interesting looking characters. Phaeton says Nobunaga is a sucker for a good enemy. Okay, what do we got? So there's an announcement and then we pivot? 1006. Meet Matovich, the amnesiac hitman. The only thing I can remember is how to wield a gun, but Prince Tyson still hired me. I'm Himanse, the worldwide superstar. The prince is the only girl I've ever met to not know who I was. She even said I wasn't her type. Nobody's ever said that to me before. I'm Enzo. I'm actually Prince Tyson's little brother, but that's a secret only he and I know about. Interesting. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm the renowned tutor, Hyuga. Under my supervision, even a mud-eating ignoramus is guaranteed to get into their dream school. Very smart. I am the prince of planet Mooney in that 5R Nebula. I came to Earth in search of a wife. Is that real or is that an inability? Like, do we straight up have an alien? Whatever. I see. The prince has all her employees roleplay as different characters. There we go. Roleplay as different characters, huh? Hey, don't spoil it. Saying that kind of thing is sacrilege here. They're not role-playing. They've all been reborn. You're going to be reborn too while you're here on the ship, Giuliano. Risu. All right, so we're with Prince Tyson. From now on, you're a bodyguard who looks cold, but deep down, you're really sweet. Yeah, it's reincarnation time. At a glance, Giuliano and the other guy don't seem any different. It was worrying how calm they looked after reading that Bible. This is Kurapika's teacher, I think. Izunavi? There's no doubt about it. 6 princes Nen beast power in the Bible are linked. If that power propagates devotion, then wouldn't it be possible to envelop the king himself and just order him to end the fighting? Prince, have you handed out your Bible to the other princes? Tyson says, I gave all the lower princes and their mommies a copy, but they probably never read it. I don't think they junked them, though. Succession war is real tricky. It's sad, but I've got almost no pull with anyone. Did you get to hand one to the king? I need Mama's permission if I want to see Papa. It was mostly her job to hand them out, so I want to believe she did. That was the condition I gave to join the succession war. I wanted to turn them down at first. Huh? I told Mama that I'd never dream of forcing my kids into a succession war if I were her. That really upset her. She said she couldn't stand the idea of the other queens pitying her. It seems she really wanted to win this war. Unfortunately, my only weapons are love and devotion. Prince, please speak with your dear mother and ask her to have the king read it at his next banquet. It's very important. It could change the fate of everyone on board. Wow, you're being so kind and supportive. Okay, I'll try and talk to Mama soon. Big brain plays going on here. Obviously, given the context of the story, it's not going to work. Big brain play, though. All right, 10th Prince. These restrictions can wait. Why can't I meet Fugetsu? I'm the Queen Mother. For heaven's sake. Don't you realize how distressing it is to keep a mother away from her child? Let me see her at once. It is completely unreasonable to lock things down like this. If I can see Fugetsu at a suitable time, then yes, I'll talk. Just get everything done and back to me. That's it for now. I need to do my best to convince everyone that Kacho is still alive. Unbelievable. Kacho falling so soon hurts. I hated how she always looked right through you. She knew everything. She played an important role as shield for her sister. Fugetsu will follow my every word. She's not strong enough to win the war. Being in the Ministry of Justice custody is best for her protection. I have to try to get them to let me in too. Oh, she's playing for herself. Okay. Ministry of Justice interrogation room. I think I returned as a ghost in order to protect Fufu. This might be my guardian spirit's ability, but if Fufu can see me, then I have to drop out of the war. I don't want to cause her trouble by draining her aura. If I'm the source of her weariness, you think telling her the truth would lighten the burden? Oh, poor Melody. What have I? I've done something unforgivable, trembling. Melody, pull yourself together. You can wallow in your remorse on your own time. I brought it on myself. I have no regrets. Doesn't this make things simpler? I'll make Fugetsu the monarch. If you can't escape, fighting's your only option. I'll capitalize on the fact that everyone thinks I'm dead, and the surrounding panic when they think I'm not. I like what I see. This is all right. So we have a bunch of pieces moving differently here. We got the Troupe going to level 2. We have the emergency announcement, which we haven't heard. Hopefully we hear by the conclusion of the chapter. We've got Tyson's team, Tyson's Bible. Looks like Izunavi brainstorming. We've got Kacho and Fugetsu's mother scheming. And then it would seem Kacho's Nen Beast ability scheming in a way too. Melody just trying to keep it together. Super empath over there. Okay, let's see. That said, I want to keep my death a secret from Fufu for now. I see. In that case, when the time comes, we'll leave it to you to convince your little sister that everyone was mistaken about your death. As long as you're still around, I'm sure she'll swallow your story. Huh? I can still hardly believe in any of this ghost or Nen business. But I have to accept it because of the Army's report and your current condition, Melody. Funny, even in this hateful situation, your heart's tune is as calm as ever. Remember that? I have to concern with Kacho-kun. Just sitting here and moping around isn't going to help anyone. A girl half your age has steeled her resolve and is counting on you. Please don't let us down. Tell us, Auntie Melody, are you in or out? Ooh. Ooh, angry Melody face. This is new. That's a new one. Yeah, I'll help. You don't mind, do you? Not at all. Does Melody have a competitive streak or just irritated at being called old? Let's start with Melody Kun's predicament. A total of 5 princes have requested a visit with you, including Surya Nick. Prince 3 and 4. What is that? Zheng Lei and Surya Nick. Prince 3 and 4 both want you to perform for them in their private quarters. Princes 1, Benjamin, 5, Tubepa, and 7, Lucerus, have gone as far as to provide you amnesty, provided you put on a show. What do you mean by amnesty? Keep Kini a secret. Huh? I know. The princes that understand. Okay, so that would be. Was Kini is the one who left and died, right? Like took the time as an opportunity to like sort of um, have his life end. The princes that understand Nen abilities have caught on to the fact that Melody Kun must have been involved with the escape. She was charged with aiding and abetting a crime. The penalty could be death. They're basically saying, perform for us or we'll see you in court. So it's an indirect way of saying, come help us set the stage for another assassination. What's the problem, though? It's not like lowering the amount of princes around is a bad thing. Wow, you're cold. I wonder. I don't remember this guy's name with the glasses. I don't even know if we know it. But there's still a great deal of higher ranking princes, meaning too many uncertain elements, so it might not work out that well. You walk into a position where you don't know who is targeting whom. You may as well tighten the noose around your own neck, Melody says. That ability is intended for healing. The effect it has on one's consciousness is just a side effect. I wonder. So that's the omission. I wonder, would they still be as eager if they knew the ability can be stopped by simply covering one's ears? Glasses Man says, knowledge of that countermeasure might make for a good bargaining chip in an information war. I think a bidding war between the higher princes would break out over it, in preparation for the grand performance. And by grand performance, you mean massacre, right? She doesn't want that at all. If we prioritize Prince Fugetsu, it might be best to fool all the princes that have requested us, to trap and purge all of the higher ranking ones ourselves. I think we could have success if we administered slow-acting poison orally while the princes are unconscious. If we want to do this properly, then I'll prepare all of the necessary items. That would mean your head too if we fail. Why would you go that far for us? I thought that was already apparent. Melody-kun, I like you. Shocked face from Fugetsu, or Kacho here. Melody's, huh? He just sort of nods. Been struggling to sleep recently. When I think about what's keeping me up, I think of you. You and your performance have been on my mind nonstop. I cherish those moments of wonder. I've never felt such throbbing in my chest before. It was, to say it the least, bewildering. Doesn't he realize his metronome-like heartbeat is a giveaway? It's too consistent and calm. People assume I'm married to my job, but I assure you I'm a bona fide romantic. Is he a spy? No. He just proposed an assassination plot. Does that mean he's a hired hitman for one of the princes? I believe that prioritizing loved ones and giving them your all your support is only natural. But of all the people in this Ministry of Justice, he can dispose of us the easiest. So why is he stringing us along? Many manipulators tend to present themselves as non-power users. Assuming that's true of him and he's trying to trick us, he must have an ulterior motive. I understand. Let's continue then. Poker face. Roger that. I'll gather the tools. You meet with as many of the princes as possible and encourage them to attend the next banquet. If this assassination plot is his motive, does that mean his benefactor is one of the princes who didn't request a meeting? Wait, let me... That's not Hyuga. I just wanted to be sure. He's got... His eyes are suspect. I don't like this guy. Kacho says, I'll get on with my own things then. We need Fufu on board. So before I explain my deceased status, I need to convince her that the top 4 princes must be defeated at all costs. Okay then. Please go ahead, Kacho-kun. Go back through the interrogation room 1. I'll use the door since I can't slip through walls. Don't you want to interrogate me some more? I'm more concerned about your sister. Plus, you'll just flex your right to remain silent. That trick is quite a marvel. Glasses man closes the door, goes into the room, says, sorry for the wait. The safest place on the ship is here at the VIP detainment facility. As long as they remain here, even the first prince won't be able to touch them. A Steiner sighting? Steiner-kun, just wait, please. Yes, sir. The 1 in 10,000 chance the first prince's personal soldiers or the royal army makes its way to this area, I need you to enforce this. You can only trust an outsider like yourself with it. Okay, but since the Ministry of Justice is the most neutral institution on the ship, it's crucial to have declared as the central command immediately in the event of us entering a state of martial law. It must be be able to act unilaterally. Huh? You mean a situation where the army has to take temporary custody of the 3 branches of government for security reasons? Oh, it's a lot of text. This is Hunter x Hunter, for sure. This is a lot of text, my guys. It's a lot. We're getting to it. But we have pictures this time. All is well. The worst case scenario would be them declaring such an emergency and transferring all the power to the royal army. Our office would be swarmed with soldiers. If such a thing comes to pass, we'd be labeled as dissidents in under 10 minutes and swiftly awarded the death sentence. You're saying it'll be up to this place to prevent the army from going rogue? We're not privy to all of the details on the succession crisis, but is it really that intense? We're not sure ourselves. It's because of that we need these precautions. As a witness, you've been guaranteed a safe return from this voyage, no matter what. That sounds like a death flag. But it's true it'd be an official disaster for everyone if I were to die. It would be. That sounds like a death flag. Interesting. Interesting meta comment there. All right, so we got Kacho returning. I'm back. Fuchan? We're persons of interest. There shouldn't be any way out. Don't tell me she's gone somewhere with her power. Where? Checks the bed. Notices her door. Huh, I knew it. Did something happen? Without me, once you've left the exit, the entrance should disappear. A one-way tunnel. Is she in the door currently? Could she be using her power to hide from an attacker? Is that Caesar guy from the Ministry of Justice actually our enemy? Caesar. Okay. His name's Caesar? Oh. Huh? Phew. So glad. Are you okay? What happened? Kachan, I want to tell you something. I've got massive, huge, game-changing news. It's my magic. I could only use it once a day before, but all of a sudden, I'm able to use it as much as I like. Not only that, even if I'm by myself, I can still manifest a return door. Interesting. I can only go back to where I started, but now I can keep investigating alone while you're resting. Fuchan, your face looks off color. I'm good. I'm better than good. I'm great. Also, the more I use my magic, the better I feel. It's like I'm overflowing with power. She's got like the Crollo. It almost looks like an older version of young Crollo, to be honest. I can scout all sorts of places and I'll get better and better at using it. Once I'm skilled enough, we can both get out of here. What's going on? Is this really the kind of power that grows in strength by being used? But you seriously don't look well. Please don't push yourself, Fuchan. Grabs her wrist. She says, I know. I've always known that you've been protecting and looking over me, Kachan. Now it's my turn. I'll do whatever it takes. No, I want to. Fuchan. I get it. Please rest a bit, okay? I'm totally fine. Well, I want you to rest then. Let's just lie down, sleep for a bit. We can start again after we wake up, okay? Really? Okay, let's see if we can get some details on what this nonsense going on with Fugetsu is. She hasn't even been sleeping, so she passed out right away. Just sunk. That's definitely not normal, but I can't understand why. Okay, so we are... Kacho is back talking to Melody. I see. I want to check for myself, but as long as I'm a person of interest, I can't come anywhere near you two, especially Fugetsu. I'll have Caesar organize the times I meet the other princes to match both of your collection times. I'll make it so we can cross each other in the hallway. Okay, so in the hallway, they're moving. It looks like they're moving around the VIP detainment area. Melody with a escort of 2 guards. Fugetsu with an escort of like 4. She looks like she's on crack. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Or meth. Let me know in the chat which one. Rather, let me know in the comments which one. So Melody's having a look, it looks like. And we see a Nen beast behind her. Is this an assassination Nen beast, or is this hers? I don't remember ever seeing this one. Maybe I just need a refresher. Not good. Fugetsu's aura is dwindling so much. It's like she's using Zetsu. Those evil spirits are being drawn to her unstable heartbeat. What's happened? In a few days, her life force has been whittled away so much. Is this because of how close she got to the the exit of the ship? Or is this an enemy Nen ability? Or an enemy Nen beast? Or her own Nen beast whittling away her? Or the fifth or? There was another one. Ship, her Nen beast, other Nen beast, other Nen ability. Or maybe. Well, wait, no. Her Nen. Was her Nen beast what allowed her the portal? Was that her Nen ability? I don't know. There's a litany of things I have to think about to try and sort out what's happening here. So I'm not going to try to do it in real time because this is. It almost looks like the 11 Thankless Children from Tochino back in the day. But I digress. Let me check this shit out. What should I do? All the spirits possessing her. If this keeps up, she'll die. I need to get someone to perform an exorcism quickly. Please enter. You have 10 minutes. Everything you say will be recorded. Anything said can be used against you in a court of law, which is why you are being provided a court-appointed attorney. Melody, back to her thoughts. Why is her heartbeat so extremely debilitated? What's most alarming is I can't tell what's causing this change. There's no sign of any direct possession. Something this extreme should definitely leave a trace. The timing is suspect. It's likely that whoever is behind this is planning to use their meeting with me now to negotiate using her as a hostage. Zheng Lei. What's up, bro? The third prince. Surprised a prince would visit me in person. He says, I wanted to treat you with the respect you deserve. Last night's recital was absolutely splendid. I have 2 requests. First, I wish to hear that performance once more. Second, as a token of my admiration, I wish for you to hold on to something for me. Sort of the chaperone says, do you wish to accept his gift? Of course. It's just a little something I made. A coin. This is from his Nen beast. We have another character, Old Man. I'm Bantain, the captain of the 4th Prince's private guard, here in his stead. I'm aware of how meaningless it is to conduct negotiations here, so I came to ask something. Negotiation? The 4th Prince would like to invite you to his room. Are you willing to accept his invitation? It is an absolute honor, but I am not at liberty to decide that. And that's because you are hired as a bodyguard for Prince Kacho, correct? I cannot give any answers pertaining to the details of my contract. Very well. Let me change the topic. Are you against the idea of performing again? On a personal level, I'm happy to perform for anyone that desires to hear me play, so long as I have enough time to prepare. That's marvelous news. I'm sure the 4th Prince will be thrilled to hear that. That said, I'm sure we can start our negotiations here. What is that supposed to mean? We can negotiate whatever you wish. If you could elaborate? Melly's thinking. His heartbeat is bewildered and full of confusion. It's not the 4th Prince's doing. That rules out Princes 3 and 4. 2 down, 3 to go. Okay. I see. Back to Caesar. So even if you are to perform at the next banquet, we can't afford to carry out our plan. Yeah. As long as we aren't sure who's behind Prince Fugetsu's strange condition, it is best not to make any careless moves. We urgently have to find out exactly what's eating away at her before it's too late. Please hurry with the preparations of my bail. Caesar says, I can't do that. If I lift your level of restriction, you'll lose the ability to refuse a prince's summons. It'll be the equivalent of handing you over to the 1st Prince's private guards. Melody says, okay. Then go to Kurapika in room 1014 and tell him everything. He's the only one we can rely on. Everything? This is no time for subterfuge. Please hurry. Not a single of their heartbeats faltered when I brought up the idea of negotiating. Does that mean the one behind it is elsewhere? Or did they never have any intention of talking? In that case, I really can't rule out any of the princes as suspects. Damn it. I can already use Nen. We're in room 1014 now. After hearing the details, do you consent to the contract? I consent. We can skip the water divination. All join hands with the fifth prince to Beppa. No chance to catch their breath. For information about future serialization plans, please turn to page Hunter x Hunter number 400 N. Okay. Could be Camille's Curse Squad. Could be. That logically adds up. So we already know this announcement here. But thank you for reading Hunter x Hunter. After discussion between Togashi Sensei and the editorial staff concerning his health, it has been decided that future installments of Hunter x Hunter will no longer be released under the same old weekly serialization model. Togashi Sensei will still pen the remaining story of Hunter x Hunter to its completion with the help of the editorial team. However, the particulars of how and when these future chapters will be released will be clarified in a future issue of Shonen Jump. Once again, thank you for reading Shonen Jump editorial staff. I'm fine with that. That's fine. That's fine for me. That's fine. That's fine for me. You know what? We'll stay here. So, what do we have in this chapter? Top to bottom. Let's check it out. By the way, everybody in the chat, I saw the messages. What's up? I'm just not reading them while I read chapters. Biggs Phaeton meet up with Nobunaga. They find out that the hideout is likely on Tier 2. We meet all of Tyson's squad. They all play roles. Izunavi is convinced that they should distribute the Bible, try to get people to read it in order to get some form of manipulative mind control over them. Then we see Kacho and Fugetsu's mother, who is attempting to run her own game. We see Nenbeast Kacho, which intends to make Fugetsu the monarch, intends to use Melody's ability along with Caesar to order of some form of mass assassination to the other princes. And Caesar is clearly a crafty dude who does not belie his intent. Melody can tell. We see Steiner along with Caesar. I don't know what kind of game Caesar's trying to run, but he wants to get Steiner involved in order to maintain some sort of balance. Fugetsu was inside of her own ability when Kacho runs into her, looking very not healthy, looking like she's on drugs. They discuss this. Melody sees spirits behind her that almost look like Tolna from RuneScape. OG reference for anybody who gets it. Then Melody talks to the third prince, a liaison from the fourth prince. Then I guess the rest of the princes as well, based on the conversation between her and Caesar. Kurapika builds an alliance with the fifth prince. And shout out Bill, even though we just seen the back of his head, is my guy Bill. And it looks like then there will be some form of communication bridge built between the faction of Fugetsu and Kurapika, because Melody has instructed Caesar to tell Kurapika everything. Now, the only thing that I think we can even remotely speculate on is what is following around Fugetsu. Like I said, there's many things it could be. It could be a foreign Nen beast. It could be the consequences of her moving so close to the edge of the ship, like a curse based on that. And like I think her door was a Nen beast ability, so it could be her Nen ability. It could be another Nen ability. And within those considerations was something somebody said in the chat. It could be Camilla's Curse Squad, right? So that makes perfect sense to me. It was a great, long, thorough chapter. I loved the read. You guys let me know if you have any thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe, of course, because it helps the channel. We want to grow the channel. We want to read to more people. We want to get these bars off. We want to get these theory videos popping. We want to get these summary videos popping, because I know after chapters like this, some of y'all need them. And that's all I have to say. Have a good day. Try not to be too cold. It's cold as shit over here. It's like -5. We out here. Good vibes only. We out.